Okay, so first of all, let me point out, like, if you're the kind of person that if you have a credit card that will spend more on your credit card than you can afford, then like money is in your bank, then this video is not for you. If you're one of those types of people, you should not have a credit card, and if you already have one, you should cut that thing up, throw it in the garbage, and you should call up the account and get the account closed. But if you're the type of person that can handle money well, I would actually recommend buying everything with a credit card. This is what I do, and there are many advantages to purchasing everything with a credit card. So one of the most obvious ones is just that you're gonna get it's gonna increase your credit score. And you may be the type of person that doesn't want any loans out. That was how I was for a while. And so maybe you don't care about your credit score. This is how I was when I was younger. When I was around 20 years old, I racked up a decent amount of credit card debt, like $3,000 or $5,000 or something stupid like that. It took me years to pay off. So after that, I think I just got rid of my credit cards and never used them for a while. I didn't care about my credit score. But then I had a business, and at first I was scared to take out loans for it, but then when I started learning what I was doing, I used a loan to buy one car. It was like a rental car business, and then I realized, okay, I can make a lot more money with these loans. Turned out to be a very good thing. I took out a few more loans, and then my credit score kept increasing, and I was really glad that I had always kept paying my payments and everything and had a decent credit score. So don't underestimate the power of having a good credit score. It's definitely really good to have a good credit score, but there are a couple other advantages to having credit cards too, paying for everything with them. One thing is like fraud. If you're using a debit card and people steal from your account, well, guess what? They're stealing your money. And I could be wrong on this, but I've heard that it's harder to get that money back when you're using a debit card. When you're using a credit card, the protection is great. I actually had some money stolen off one of my credit cards. I think it was like probably an identity theft type of thing. They tried to purchase some stuff. The purchases came up in like Florida. I was in California. Had never been to Florida. Let me get the lighting better. And I think, I can't remember the exact amount, so it was two charges. It was at least $800. I want to say that it was over $1,000, but I can't remember. They just called me up and they just they went into it and just refunded the money back right away. And when they're doing that, they're not really stealing your money. They're stealing the credit card company's money anyway. So it's a lot better for that. It's a lot safer. But the main reason that I like to use credit cards for everything is because of the reward points that you get, or the travel rewards. So there's one credit card I got, I think it's called it's a Capital One. I think it's like the Venture One or something. And it gives you 2% back on all purchases for travel rewards. And I've definitely bought a lot of plane tickets with it. I think I've bought 2 round trips from California to New York and back. The one, I got a round trip to Mexico City and back. And I went to Cancun and back, and I think I fully paid for like all those flights just with the travel rewards. And with this card, it's cool. You don't have to book the travel stuff through any certain site or through their company or anything. Just anything you buy that's travel related, even Ubers, Lyfts, anything like hotels, you can just go into your account after the purchase and it just lets you use the points to cover those purchases. It's really cool. And 2% doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it adds up. And I don't really spend even that much money either, and I've went on all those trips. The 2% really does add up. Like if you spend $1,000, 2% of that, what is it? It's $20. But if you spend, after you spend like 10 grand, 2% of that is going to be $200, and that'll just keep going up. Like if you live in the US, chances are you're spending a lot of money. You know, if you have like a family, you're going to be spending way more money than I am. And if you have a business, most businesses, you spend a lot of money to keep them going. You could be spending a ton of money. So I actually have 2 credit cards. 2 of them are personal, and the only reason I have 2 is because I think I took out one This is another great thing. When you first open them, the ones with good rewards, they'll give you these like bonus sign-up rewards when you first sign up if you spend a certain amount of money within the first 3 months, or you know, they have a different time limit. So it can be very, very beneficial, and you can kind of play the system if you keep opening up new cards. And you don't have to have a ton of cards at once. Like, you can just cancel them after you're done with them. And so, yeah, I think I opened up the second personal one just to get more, just to take advantage of the bonus sign-up rewards. So I just used that. And the cool thing about that was it was the same, it was another Capital One card, and they let me transfer the rewards from one of the cards to the other. And then I had a business card that was also Capital One, and they let me transfer all the rewards into one account, which was really, really cool. And I got like bonus signups for all of them. It was like hundreds of dollars in like travel rewards, basically, that I used to travel. Yeah, so I have the 2 personal cards, and the one I keep open just as like a backup. You know, if I'm traveling, or maybe the one card, you know, if there's fraud on it, it has to get canceled. I have to wait for another one to come in the mail. Then I have the other card to use. And then I have another one that's a business card. And for the business, yeah, I like to just keep everything in the credit card as well. And I was using another Capital One that had the travel rewards, but then the only downside was that is it has a $100 fee every year, which I don't mind doing that for the one card, because I get like over $500 in bonus rewards every year. But I didn't want to do it for 2. So I just canceled the card before the year was up, never paid the fee. And then I have another, it's like an American Express, but it gives me 2% cash back rewards for all the purchases, so that's fine. And I could use it for travel if I wanted to. You know, I could just 2% of everything I spent, or the money it gives me back, I could just put it into my savings and just save it towards travel. But one of the reasons too that I like to have the card that gives travel rewards is because the rewards aren't worth as much if I don't use them for travel, like with the Capital One. And the reason that's good for me is because then I have to use it for travel. Whereas like otherwise, I probably wouldn't travel as much, because I'll be like, well, I don't want to spend the money that I have in my account. But then it basically just forces me to save 2% of everything, and I can only use it for travel. Because if I just use it for normal cash, it's not worth nearly as much as it is for the travel. It's not 2%. That's one thing I love about that, because I love traveling, but it does cost money, and I can be a bit of a cheapskate. Well, it's more that I just like to save my money towards investing into my business. But, you know, you need to take breaks too. You can't just be working constantly. It's really stressful. So, see how much time that is. 8-minute video. I don't want to make it too long. That's pretty much all the benefits I could think of right there. There might be one thing that I totally forgot about, but I'm telling you that 2% is really, really awesome. Especially if you're spending a lot of money. Like I said, if you have a business, a family, or if you just spend a lot, the credit cards can be great, but you have to be the type of person that will handle the debt and handle it responsibly. Like with my credit cards, I pay them immediately. Like, I literally check the balances of my cards pretty much daily, and as soon as I can pay the balance down, I just pay it. That is how I am with my credit cards. I hate seeing a balance on them. But yeah, if you're the type of person that will possibly spend more than you can, then, you know, don't take a credit card out. This video is not for you.